Hey, you want to do some jokes,
the
Roseanne?
baseball.
I have jokes.
Okay.
Well, we have to take a
No, we're not going to take a
before-
break.
Oh, okay.
Fuck the break.
No, we're going to just do jokes.
Sounds good.
And who better than Roseanne?
Well,
I can't think of anyone.
I can't remember any of
Hey,
them.
Roseanne, how's your cyber eye?
It's weird. I had to get an eye replacement, and it's like really
Which eye?
weird. It's this one, and if you look in, you can see that there's like a fucking $6 million man kind of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cyborg deal in there.
looks cool.
It is. I mean, I can see, but like sometimes it like starts blinking and it like just goes off on its own, has its own life.
What if you put like a snow globe in there? The joke to read. This is the only show where we actually give jokes.
Okay, what am I doing?
You just read it. You can read it to the camera. You can read it first and then see, and then nix it, or you can.
This is a long fucking
It's
joke.
a long joke.
I'll do
I
it
know.
though.
I think it might work.
Harriet Thompson, 91.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it to the
No,
camera?
you can just retell me.
Finished running the Rock and Roll San Diego Marathon in just over 7 hours, becoming the oldest person to complete a marathon and setting a world record for the fastest time in her age group.
Goodness.
Right? The previous record was set by Mildred. I already fucked
Is it
this up.
Mildred
I gotta
Kendrick?
start all over. The previous record was set by Mildred Kenilworth, who died during mile 1.
Oh, goodness. So she crushed that record.
Is that true?
Yeah, well, these are all true. Hey, what about this? Kim and Kanye celebrated their baby Northwest's his name's Northwest, his 1-year birthday by throwing a big party. What's that?
It's a her.
Oh, it's a girl. Yeah, Northwest, of course. I should have known by the name.
North, yeah.
Anyway, she had her 1-year birthday, and they threw a big party with jugglers, a bouncy house, and a Ferris wheel. The bad news is that Northwest is a baby, so it doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Well, this is all attitude. You have to say this with attitude. You have to read ahead and use your acting skills. I liked you in She-Devil.
Thank you. A study has found that men are just as likely as women to spread gossip. At least that's what I heard Rick tell Brad, who, by the way, has a crush on Patty.
Oh, does she? Hey, Madonna, your friend, says she's planning to remake the movie Casablanca.
Oh, really?
Yeah, finally, somebody's going to get it right. What about this?
Is she really doing that?
Yeah, apparently.
Here's a really easy way to figure out if you're talking too many meds. Here's a really easy way to figure out if you're taking too many meds. You refer to your medication as meds.
Oh, yeah. You have 2.5 meds.
See, it does say talking, though.
Yeah. Oh, Christ, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You didn't make a mistake. The only things certain in life are death, taxes, and getting caught whacking off in a Target dressing room.
Are these your tips?
I learned that the hard way. Here's one. It's about your friend.
Hey, you're not going to believe this, but Bill Maher is giving away the solution to all our problems for free. He is, isn't he?
Yeah. I like Bill Maher when all his problems are just his problems. So he's like, why are there kids around all the time, and why can't we smoke? What about whores? It's all just his stuff he wants. You know, cat ladies, they're so crazy, they're always thought to be crazy. You know who's even crazier? Snake ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Absolutely.
Hey, let's give one to Adam Egget. This is always fun.
Oh, yeah.
Watch this.
Workers at a Harvard University library have discovered a book that's
Now,
bound
she
with-
is a judge on Last
Comic Standing. Oh, well
So do
then
your best.
you're gonna really get a kick out of this one. Listen, so workers at a Harvard University library have discovered a book that's bound with human skin.
Ew.
I know,
God
it's disgusting.
almighty.
Anyway, they were able to determine that part of the body the skin came from after the book was grabbed by a sexy librarian and immediately expanded to 3 times its size. You know what I mean? It's like 3 times. 3 times its size.
Maybe if you didn't start.
Does that
maybe-
mean it was made from a penis?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It's like an
Yeah,
erection.
that's the funny part.
I get it.
But
Funny,
the premise brings up all kinds of
No, it's worded.
shadows of the Holocaust and
Yeah.
stuff. Good
I don't
Lord,
really see
God.
how it-
When Gwyneth Paltrow, When Gwyneth Paltrow says being a movie star is harder than working a 9-to-5 job, apparently she said that, she knows because she spent years clearing heavy debris from demolition sites. Oh, no, wait. This just in. Gwyneth Paltrow's never done shit. Here's a nice short joke.
Oh, great. I'm the Ray Allen of my local Applebee's because I'm always nailing threes. Because I have sex with women who are...
You see what he does?
I don't get that.
You see how he does that thing that new comics do where they do a bad joke, then they try to explain it as a way of saving... You understand?
That is the funny part, though, the tap dance. Remember when Carson would start
Carson
tap
was the
dancing?
greatest at that, yeah.
At doing the death joke.
But
I'm not even Carson Palmer of joke reading.
But you did do the backpedal thing.
Yeah, I do a lot of backpedal.
But here's the thing. I'd see comics do this in clubs, and they would do it, like Letterman, and Carson was the best at doing the saver.
Right.
But you don't do that with your act, because with Carson, someone would write the jokes for him, so he would have to save them. But you don't put it in your act and then fucking do a saver every night.
Well, I couldn't wait to see that when he was saving the joke, and then
and
then they go
Take
T
the
for two, and he tap dancing. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I almost wanted him to die, so he would do that. It was so funny. He could die great. Dying great is a real.
Oh, I think he actually died.
No, on stage.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's like skill.
Because he did die.
I prefer
I know
that,
he died.
Yeah.
I love watching you. Yeah, it's rare, but when you fail on stage, it's infinitely
hilarious.
funnier to me.
Who?
You. Like I said, it's rare.
But would you like to
good.
hear my impression of Johnny Carson phoning 911 when he had his fatal heart attack?
I would.
Okay. You be the 911 operator.
Okay. What
Ding,
say
ding.
hello? Hello, 911.
Yeah, hello?
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, this is Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson from television?
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
hello, Mr. Carson.
Okay.
What can I help you with?
I don't know. I feel like there's a yak on my chest. Jokes. But this is my idea of a very good political joke.
And I'm reading it?
Yeah, it's about President Obama.
Oh, what do you think of him?
It's a little negative on him, this one.
President Obama, in a speech this past week, said that we should solve the bee problem.
The bee problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, we elected a guy who sympathizes with bees?
Jesus Christ, what have we done?
What's wrong with I don't get that.
I don't get that one at all.
I like bees.
That's what I'm saying.
I imagine they're coming.
Here's jokes. Here's a good joke for me. I always like to read jokes.
Okay.
Would you like to read a joke?
Sure.
Here you go.
You want me to just do it to
Yeah,
camera?
you can do it to camera. You're a good reader.
An 89-year-old Washington man fought off a robber with a golf club. Though, to be fair, the only reason the guy was swinging the golf club was because he mistook the robber for the grim specter of death.
Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious.
What kind of joke is that?
I don't know. That's Adam Egan's going to read
That's
one
not
now.
a joke.
It's sort of not.
Why
Egan,
can't I have a good joke with a good
I'll give you a good
punchline?
one. I'll give you a good one.
Does that make sense to you? You're a golf guy.
It makes some sense.
Is that a tag, though? Because the guy was swinging the club was because he mistook the robber for the grim specter of death.
No, it's not a joke.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get you a joke. Go ahead.
A Pakistani father stoned his daughter to death for marrying a man of her own choosing, which means Pakistan's tourism board is going to have to find a new slogan to replace "Come to Pakistan." 3 whole days without anyone being brutally stoned to death by her own father.
You like that one?
These are Norm Macdonald.
No, here, this is an actual joke.
That's what I was laughing at.
Mark, this is an actual joke. This is an actual
These are
joke.
Norm jokes.
This is an actual joke.
It's kind of a weird feeling watching the Flintstones lately.
Yeah, it's weird. Watching Sprint.
Sure, yeah, now, yeah.
How so?
With their Stone Age drive-in movies and their
Yeah.
caveman bowling, it just seems so dated.
It does in a way. Do you know who Ives and Courier and Ives are?
No.
I don't either.
Really? That's where that's going to end?
Do you know Courier and Ives?
Courier the font?
The font. Hey, a cowboy at a rodeo in Georgia used his lasso to apprehend a gunman. At least this is according to a recent segment of America's hottest new game show. Georgia Police Blotter or episode synopsis from Walker, Texas Ranger.
It's so long.
I know.
Too long. It wasn't beat it out properly. Where did these come from?
Here's one for you. This seems sort of like you.
An Orlando police officer's press conference on curbing gun violence was interrupted by gunshots. Witnesses say the shots were incredibly loud, not as loud as the deafening irony, but still pretty loud.
Hey, All My Children star Matthew Cowles. You ever watch All My Children?
Sure.
Well, All My Children star Matthew Cowles has died at the age of 69.
Oh.
Or has he? It's what is all children called? It's called a
soap opera.
Soap opera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soap opera.
Where do you get these jokes?
Some guy.
Research shows the obesity epidemic is primarily affecting lower-income Americans. No lower-income Americans could be reached for comment because they were busy waddling around Six Flags, gnawing on a giant turkey leg, and waiting in line to buy an airbrush Yosemite Sam tank top.
Classist.
Classist, and also 3 unsuccessful beats at the end.
I know, right? Well, that's him.
Not quite.
Yeah, that's just me. That's not the
it.
joke. Yeah, we can't blame the joke on that.
Miss Nevada is the new Miss USA. I now must apologize to Miss Delaware. I actually have nothing to do with the final decision, but I will treasure our evening together forever.
That's pretty good.
Oh, did you hear about John Kerry? This is torn right out of today's.
Oh, yeah, it's today's paper. John Kerry says the latest terrorist threats against America are baloney, quote unquote baloney. Then he went on to shout, "Why don't you pussies put your money where your mouth is?"
He's not.
In quotes.
Not. Here's another of the same. Which do you think is better?
Secretary of State Kerry calls the latest terror threats baloney. On his lunch meat danger scale, that's more dangerous than salami, but not as dangerous as turkey loaf.
Did you ever eat pimento loaf as a boy?
No, I mean, I saw it.
What about this?
I tasted it. How about head cheese? You ever eat it?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh.
I never ate it, but
You know
I
what
saw
it is, huh?
Sure, it's head.
Yeah. And they call it cheese, but it's
I don't know
not.
why it's cheese. It's just
not
pieces of
cheese at
head
all.
floating in goop.
Yeah.
Like gelled goop.
And then they said, let's put cheese, because no one will buy a head.
Yeah, but some people.
I mean, this guy will buy a head.
I was in Montreal at that restaurant.
Yeah.
Cochon de whatever, something de cochon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
So, like
A pig.
Yeah, the pied de cochon.
Yeah.
Right. They make their own head cheese. And I'm like, really? Why would anyone? I thought that was garbage meat. But no, they're making it right out of the head. You can order a whole pig's head there.
You can?
eat for 2. Only for 2. It says pig's head for 2.
Pig's head for 2.
Sorry, did I spit on you?
No.
So you can order the pig's head and just sit there and nibble on it.
Jesus Christ.
But so I ordered the house-made head cheese.
Oh.
And even then, it was hard to get through.
Yeah. I was in Cambodia once. I ate a brain. It was brain.
Really?
Yeah, mine was stupid. Now, what about this joke here?
The world's oldest man, a 111-year-old parapsychologist, has passed away. He now knows for sure what all that stuff he believed in was bullshit.
Oh, shoot, that's depressing.
He now knows for sure that
Like
all that stuff he believed in was bullshit. You really got to know what a parapsychologist is.
I know, that's a weird word, parapsychologist. The world's oldest man, this one says, Alexander Imich. Is it the same guy? Passed away at 111?
Yeah.
Is that what your card
Same
says?
guy, yeah.
Same guy. And the world's youngest man, Declan McAllister, was just born. Oh, wait, correction. The world's youngest man, Fan Wu Chang, was just born. Wait, no, it's Gaston Leclerc. No, Javier Gutierrez. No, it's Taki Yamashita. No, there's, God damn it. No wonder they don't keep track of the youngest man.
Long way to go. That's what we say in the business.
I know. You want to do one last joke?
Yeah.
Now, it's a little controversial in these days.
Okay, let me have it. A list of the world's top 25 amusement parks was released this week, with Disney's Magic Kingdom coming in at number 1. Not making the list, Kyle's Rape Dungeon.
The great Mark Maron proving that rape can be in a joke and get a big laugh.
Nothing to
and be
do with
funny.
this. It was handed to me, you saw it.
No, this is what this guy did. It's a terrible story, but he was a kind of a porn star or something, and he had a lover. Yeah. French-Canadian guy. And so what he did is he cut up his, I was talking about the computer, he cut up his lover live on screen on the computer on some sort of webcam, and then he ate the person. He ate the person while he was alive. He feasted on this man's viscera while the throes of death, came crying from his mouth. And this seemed to make this fellow hungrier. And, this guy was a real jerk.
Yeah. Did he have anything to drink with the meal? Do you remember?
Well, he drank blood, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, this is a thing we do. This is a thing.
He sounds mean.
Oh, yeah. He's a bully.
Yeah.
There's a new thing called This Week I Learned.
Oh.
And it's, you don't like the computer, but it's on hashtag This Week I Learned. Everybody writes This Week I Learned.
Okay.
It always seems to be me that learns these things every week.
Yeah,
which is
so
odd.
Adam Egan, This Week I Learned.
Let's see what I learned this week. This will be new. This week I learned you can pay your dentist with blowjobs.
Who knew that, right?
what I found out this week.
But you won't feel it because of the Novocaine.
All right, I learned 2 things this week.
Is that easier?
The other thing I learned this week is...
Is that easier?
Is it easier to give the blowjob when you're not...
Numb?
I mean,
Your face. Remember when Cosby?
It puts new meaning when he says, open up. Open. Keep it open to give the blow. A little wider.
No. Yeah, I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't do that.
Sorry.
Rinse.
Rinse. Here's one for Martin Mull to read.
Oh.
It's about the president.
Presidential fact.
What?
No, I want to continue to work in this town.
We're not doing that joke. It's ridiculous. Here's one for Adam Egan. Also for Adam Egan for some reason.
I do a terrible John Travolta impression, but I find the impression gets a lot better when my male masseuse is jerking me off.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that was all alleged, I believe. I don't know about that one.
Give massages.
Huh? You know, they had a big black mass devil worship this week, apparently. But I skipped it because I believe you can be just as close to Satan on a golf course as in some stuffy old satanic church.
It's really what's in your heart.
That's exactly what. You don't want to do anything but I'm trying to get you one that doesn't hurt people. Oh, here's one, Mr. Mull.
Okay.
Mr. Mull, it sounds weird.
Some biblical scholars now believe that Jesus Christ was married. They also believe he had the world's worst bachelor party.
That would not have been a good one.
Terrible.
Not a good one. No, what about this joke?
Okay. I love it. A Chinese man spent 10 years developing a suitcase that doubles as a motorized scooter. There's no word on whether he had any particular hopes or dreams.
Movie fans are now
See, that comes back to, that's right in there with, I know how you feel, we lost our trunk.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I should get it. God, I wish I got that. Maybe you could write me a letter or something. Explain it. I need a map for that joke. I think it was when I heard it was so young and it bothered me for so long.
Yeah.
But you laughed as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
Movie fans are now celebrating the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters and are demanding a Ghostbusters 3, at least according to a homeless dude on my block who looks suspiciously like Ernie Hudson.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember Harold Ramis?
Yeah, a dear friend of mine.
I did, was he?
Yeah, he lived right next door to me.
I love that guy.
Yeah, poor dear departed Harold.
I went to, because when I was young, those guys, tell that story. And you go, what? It involves his mother or something, and I'm like, you can't tell another person?
Literally,
tell that story.
It's just like an inch below. Show that scar. Will you show that scar?
This is where I smash my
I was wondering about that. I thought it was like a Penn Jillette thing, like where he paints his little fingernail red.
Oh, to mean what?
I don't know. Probably just to distract your viewer or sleight of hand, something.
He puts you down.
That's black as can be, that nail.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. But orange is the new black. But not in my apartment building. Kevin is the new black. But he puts you down, Penn Jillette puts you down. It all comes back to that Trump joke.
Sure does.
Wow. Hey, what about this? Says an Alabama youth ministry group is under fire after putting up a billboard that quotes Adolf Hitler. To be fair, they did pick his most inspirational quote.
I heard he was a mean drunk.
This guy's a Holocaust denier.
Oh, my God.
We got jokes written on cards. Do you want to read them? How's your reading?
I read well.
You read well? Well, read this
Why have you got that?
Huh? Just to,
just to fill in.
Whenever we have great comedians on the show.
What the hell is that joke now? I can't remember that.
Say the punchline again.
On Thursday, he reached the park.
But Monday, he left
And Monday morning.
He left the building.
Monday morning.
He was allowed out of the hospital.
He walked out of the, no. What the hell? Was that funny not to remember the joke?
Yeah.
And
thank God that guy that stole it from you remembers it.
Gee whiz.
Or it'd be lost to history.
I can't remember the setup.
Well,
that's funny when the punch and you forget the setup.
Yeah, that
happens a lot now.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I got to ask Roxanne. My wife remembers everything.
She got a good memory, Roxanne?
If I called her now, she'd come up with it.
Yeah. I thought she'd be here.
Monday morning. He was.
Thought you had a stroke for a
He
second.
was in a hospital. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to find out.
Why did they give you those?
No. These are just whenever we have a great comedian on.
Oh.
We.
Not yet.
Oh, of course. One of the greatest that ever walked the planet is sitting right to my immediate
The
right.
planet.
Let me see here. What about? I don't know. Here's a joke about an old guy. This is actually the premise of this is true. The world's oldest man died yesterday.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of this joke?
Man had died. Cause of death, everybody yelled surprise. Oh, it's
You don't read it to yourself.
That's also got a Japanese ending where they yelled, supplies! What did they do in the army? Supplies! Need to supplies.
Hey, how about this? This is a joke.
Yeah.
But you gotta read it out loud. Without reading ahead.
I spent the last 2 weeks at Disneyland. It was so much fun. The next time I'm taking my wife and kids. Worst thing I've ever read. Piece of garbage. The next time, I'll take my wife and kids.
It doesn't really make much
That's
sense.
a rhythm joke. That's a young man.
Yeah.
I had such a good time. I got up this morning at the crack of my back, stumped up the crack, went back to bed. Take my wife, please.
That sounds like Henry Youngman, but you didn't like him.
Nobody liked him.
But you can do an impression of
He
him.
hated me, too. He hated everybody.
Yeah.
I remember sitting at the Friars once. I'm with him and a lovely table of people, and he says, give up the goddamn jokes. Go back to your impressions. Do your impressions.
Jeez.
Don't do any jokes. Leave that for the pros.
Whoa.
I'm wearing one.
Do the jokes. Hey, World Cup. You watch the World Cup?
Oh, I'm wearing one. I'm king here. In World Cup soccer, Mexico defeated Cameroon 1-0, or as it's known in soccer, a blowout.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, very low scoring games. You know?
Who wrote these? The enemy? Can't find a joke we like here.
Do you know who Jonah Hill is?
Huh?
Do you know who Jonah Hill is?
Yeah, the actor, the little fat kid.
Yeah. How about this for a joke?
He's a friend of Tatum O'Neal.
Good God, Channing.
Jonah Hill says his heart is broken over the fact he was caught on camera calling a photographer a gay slur. And speaking of things that are broken, Jonah Hill's chair. A nice statement.
Yeah, it's more of a comment.
Yeah. A gay slur.
Yeah.
How do you slur a gay?
Yeah, I know, right?
They got enough trouble.
Good God, they slur each other all the
How
time,
about a
don't
gay
they?
goy?
A gay goy.
Yeah.
It's like this character. He's a Holocaust denier.
Not true.
Yeah.
Had a bar mitzvah.
A query.
Yeah,
I'll
queer.
ask you a query.
I get it.
How do you talk to a gay guy? You ask him a query.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I made up a little joke.
Did you see that?
Did
you? With Stephen Merchant, and this is the section of the show where we do jokes, because a lot of the people we get on, they don't have natural wit like you.
That was a compliment until you started smirking and giggling.
No, it was a compliment. It was a compliment. I just sometimes I can't think of the next thing to say.
Sure. Go on, you surprised me.
I don't know why, but a lot of times I'll talk, and halfway through the sentence I think something will fucking come.
Sure.
And then sometimes it doesn't.
Can I ask you a serious question? Because I admire you greatly as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
How do you work your stand-up comedy? Do you go up there and just ad-lib until something makes sense, like you've just said, until something hits? I don't mean this. I'm not being facetious. I'm genuinely
you actually
intrigued.
really want
Or
to
do
know?
you work it out before? I'm always
I have
intrigued.
I have a fantastic punchline.
Oh, you think of a punchline, as it were,
Yeah,
and
I
then you
think
can
of a
work to it.
great punchline, and then I just wander around because I used to do it by rote. Like I would, that fellow there booked me on Letterman, and then you had to do 5 minutes, so they had to be word for word.
Yeah.
But I'm not a good enough comic actor to pretend it's my first time saying it. So instead, I just started yapping. And then I would think, out of like desperation, you're funny, kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because people are looking at you.
Yeah, sure.
And then you just think of little jokes, knowing the giant joke is coming.
Which you've already worked out.
Yeah, that's there.
Okay, that's
You know what I mean?
that's in the can.
I'm just circling it like the satellite, the moon is circling this whirling cinder we call Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a joke. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you can just
I read it?
Yeah, you can read it right into the camera. That tree right there is...
I had an uncle, mean guy. He was a prize fighter. He once broke both his hands in a fight against a washer-dryer that he got on The Price is Right.
What? Why The Price is Right?
He was a prize fighter and he won it on The Price is Right. He won the prize.
A prize fider.
Yeah, and he won the prize and then he had a fight against it, which was washer-dryer.
God damn, there's more to
Let me explain why that's funny.
Fucking MC Etcher, right? That? Here's one. What's that joke say?
Wait, where?
I like that as a put down in a club. What is it, when you come out there, did MC Etcher come up with that?
Here's the fuck is his name?
It's Adam Egret.
Adam Egret.
It's Egret. When I was a...
Don't ignore him.
What happened?
He's looking at you.
Oh, hey, I don't know if you knew this, but when I was a child, my parents told me my uncle was sleeping with the fishes, which at the time I assumed meant he bought a waterbed. Then I found out he had been killed and his body buried at sea.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God almighty.
Is that in parentheses?
My father, this is all about relatives. My father was recently diagnosed with shingles, which is a terrible sickness that usually only affects roofs.
All right. Yeah.
But I tell you what does hurt the elderly. Gypsies, black gypsies.
What?
Yeah, they show up, they go up on your roof, they say, we got lots of work to do on the roof. Roof's no good. Old lady says, all right. How long will it be? I don't know. They get up there and they eat their little sandwiches, the crust is cut off and it's in a triangle with a toothpick in there and yellow cellophane and red cellophane.
Have you got the big punchline you're working towards? Or?
I think Black Gypsies was the punchline.
Hotel Rwanda. You remember that?
Geez,
you remember that
wow.
movie?
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing about Hotel Rwanda.
I've noticed that Hotel Rwanda has a great score on Rotten Tomatoes, but their Yelp reviews are terrible.
Growing up, I had a dog with an eating disorder. He wouldn't eat any of my homework. I'd like to take this moment to say I endorse podiums. That's a product I can stand behind. No, but I will tell you this. I one time worked for Otis Elevator. I don't know if you know who they are.
Who?
Otis Elevators. They make elevators.
Okay.
It's a company. And they wanted me to come up with a slogan. I thought I had a great one. Otis Elevators, they never let you down. But... Wait, what's this say? I don't want to give you bad ones. Oh, this is a pretty good one. I don't know if this is a British expression or not at the end of there. You can peruse through it. Peruse means read fast.
I feel like I'm going to offend someone. I don't understand this.
No. Oh, you don't understand it.
I don't understand the joke.
It's not insulting to any minorities or anything like that.
You sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely certain.
Who knows at this point? I don't understand why LA is struggling to provide better public transportation when my neighbor Rich offers free moustache rides every night.
That's not right.
I don't understand.
That's
what
a heterosexual man. He has a mustache.
Right.
And he's inviting ladies to
sit on his
ride
face.
on. Okay.
No, it's
a moustache ride? Is that what it is?
Yeah, free mustache rides.
Yeah. So guys will wear T-shirts. Say free mustache rides.
I wonder why that never made it across the pond. I wonder why that's not a thing there. It's like it got to customs and no, we're not. That's not going to work for us.
God damn! You imagine how fucking hard you could destroy with that joke?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
A young Zika mosquito.
Oh God, topical.
Torn from today's headlines. Went out flying for the first time in his life. When it came back, his father asked, "How was it out there? How'd you feel?" The young Zika mosquito replied, "It was great, Daddy. Everyone was clapping for me."
Oh.
The father replied, "No one was clapping hands for you. Why, everyone wants to kill you. The more they clapped, the more chances that you were going to die." Lesson. In life, not all the people who celebrate you are well-wishers.
Oh, well, that's turned into a little philosophical lesson, didn't it? And I felt like that was an age-old mosquito parable that if someone's inserted Zika into to make it seem like this show is up to date.
I agree with you. Here's an interesting one. Adam Egret, who is, by the way, I'll just remind you, he's over here. That's him. Yeah. It's a joke, an Adam Egret joke.
How do you say the name?
Adam Egret.
Egret. Spelt differently.
Like the bird.
That's Egret.
Do you know what Adam Egret has in common with a guitar player?
Adam Egret has in common with a guitar player. No, I don't know.
They both love fingering minors.
Now, okay. Come on now. Come on now.
Okay.
Well, now, I know you're a political fellow, but you
Very
have
much
no
so.
dog in the hunt in this race. But you don't know, so you just know what you hear.
What?
Like endorsements. You'll listen to endorsements. It'll all become
It's so
clear.
complicated, this. Hillary has the support of the Orlando terrorist
Hillary has the
dad.
support of the Orlando terrorist dad has come out in favor of Hillary.
Trump has the support of white supremacist
White
groups.
supremacists, David Duke comes out in favor.
I
of
can't
Trump.
decide who I like best until the Zika virus weighs in.
What?
All these bad people are endorsing both.
A lot of Zika virus jokes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very much clearly a hot potato topic on Norm's writing style.
I don't know what that means. No, don't read it. Don't read it. Don't read it. It's there the whole time. Man.
Playboy magazine has done away with the nude photo layouts altogether. In other words, they've eliminated ladies in the altogether.
Oh man!
That's a sort of radio DJ joke, I feel.
The way you,
You know
the
what I
way
mean?
you,
We have to
your
deliver
voice,
with
yeah,
that,
you
right?
had to deliver it.
In other words,
amazing.
they've eliminated ladies in the altogether. Altogether. Here's Taylor Swift.
Hey, by the way, I've noticed the term adult toy always refers to something you can shove up your asshole, and never like a big race car, like for a grown-up.
Another good observation.
Yeah, they're I could sell that to mine and Stanley.
Can we rip all these from
When
Steve
I
Allen's?
die, I want to be cremated, and my ashes spread eagle and fucked hard like a fucking real tramp. Wow, come on, man. Why did they make me say that?
Wow.
Jesus Christ. You see, somebody writes that. It's not me. It's just some fucker over there in the next room.
Yeah.
And then I say it like a goddamn robot. And then people think I thought of it. But I'm clearly, I can't even type.
Yeah.
You ever read a book? Oh, you read that communist thing?
Yeah, I read the Marxist Manifesto.
Who was the better man?
Okay.
Dr. Martin Luther King? Stalin.
Finally, these are the big questions. Well, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. Again, I don't want to be sued by the estates of either. I'm going to go for MLK.
You know history.
I know history.
And I know you're very good friends with David Irving, the author, who he reads constantly.
Yeah, I'm not friends with David Irving.
Do you know that he, though, is a revisionist?
Oh, you're a revisionist?
Well, he's a denier, Holocaust denier. But he'd never read David Irving because he said he's too smart. And I tell him, well, David Irving would be your biggest ally, you know what I mean, instead of these morons. You knew David Irving instantly when I said it, as if you're his best friend. But you've studied Irving?
I've not studied Irving, no. But I'm aware of who he is.
Yeah. Well, I can tell a joke.
Go for it.
Yeah,
This
please
is
do,
what we're
please.
looking for.
Yeah.
There was a little boy in school named Dirty Johnny. Now, he's not dirty in this joke. But he'd always be a hellion in class, and the teacher didn't think much of him. So the teacher has a project, or not a project, but an in-class thing. How'd that go again? She says, now, this is what you're going to do here, class. I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up and tell the class a story from your life. And then afterwards say the moral to that story. So a girl puts up her hand. Yes, Becky, what's your story? So Becky stands up. She goes, my dad works for the hatchery here in town. And what happens was he got about 15 eggs. And he put them all in one basket, all in the same basket. So he put all his eggs in one basket. And he put it on the horse and buggy and drove back home. And by God, Becky says, the bouncing and all the eggs broke. Well, that's a good story, the teacher says, but what would the moral be to that? Becky says, well, the moral is, don't put all your eggs into one basket. Well, goddamn, says the teacher, that's a good one. Anybody else? Marjorie puts up her hand. Marjorie, what's your story? She says, well, my dad works for the hatchery, as all of us. Thank God for the hatchery. She says that we'd all be lost. But anyways, my dad knows that eggs become chickens. And so he was counting his chickens, and he added in the eggs, you see. And then he put them on a horse and buggy to go to town, and they all broke. Well, what's the lesson to that? The teacher says she can't understand. And she says, well, don't count your chickens before they hatch out of an egg. So the teacher says, that's a great one too. Anybody else? Well, wouldn't you know, Dirty Johnny has his hand up. So the teacher's like, holy God, I don't want it. But on the other hand, I made an oath to every child, should I suppose I gotta. All right, Dirty Johnny, what do you have to say? Johnny stands up. Stories about my Uncle Terry. He never worked at the hatchery on account he was in Vietnam. And he got disability. He don't even like people who work at the hatchery. But the story happened far from these shores, in a little town called Da Nang. Terry was not well liked. His whole troop left him, abandoned. And he woke up in the weeds, and all they left him with was 3 bottles of Jack Daniels, some weapons. Terry stood up and downed 1 bottle right away. Said, if I'm going out, I'm going out. He took his Balishnikov and a couple of Glocks and his 2 bottles, and away he went. He found a town. And he didn't know if it was Charlie or if it was one he was sent to protect. But all he knew was he had hate in his gut. So he started firing. And he fired the Kalashnikov with an arcing kind of, like a farmer would with hay, with a scythe. And sure enough, the men fell like hay before him. And then the women, and by God, I'm ashamed to say it, but then the children. And finally, all was left was Uncle Terry standing in the mud and the blood and the glory. And he touched his pants, and it was wet, and he said he was ashamed. He felt shame, Uncle Terry, for he'd pissed himself. Well, he touched it again. It was not urine at all, but ejaculate. And Uncle Terry felt pride where shame once was. And the teacher's like, good Christ, what kind of a story is that? What the hell is the moral to that? Oh, well, he says, when Uncle Terry's been drinking, you don't fuck with him. Now, especially if you work at the hatchery. No, listen, it's been great to have you. I didn't want to end on such a long joke, but I realized once
it was laying down on top of her.
Now, we have some jokes, some of them written by the great George Miller. But would you like to read a joke? This is not a George Miller joke, though. It's just a joke.
Read it aloud?
Yeah.
Scientists have discovered a vegan spider in South Africa that will not eat ants.
Oh.
It refuses to eat ants, even if it's starving, but it will eat tofu shaped like ants.
Oh.
Good. That's good.
Should we let Adam Egan read a joke?
Well, I'd like to see him do something before I leave.
He's going to read a joke.
Researchers in Bermuda believe they may have finally solved part of the mystery surrounding Amelia Earhart's disappearance. She was a bad pilot.
I don't know. Yeah. It's not my fault.
Bermuda. She didn't go down anywhere near Bermuda.
Do your goddamn research, Egis. Now, what about this one? Oh, here's a great joke. Dave, this is a perfect Dave Letterman joke. Well, you got to say it louder than that.
I'm because of what just happened, I've decided to pre-read.
Well, a moment of silence after that joke? No, I mean, it was 150 years ago. We can look back and laugh at it now.
The Deer Hunter is a terrific movie unless you shelled out $3 to see some actual deer hunting. This is reminiscent of your Weekend Update stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now, remember you had the snowstorm and you did the show without the audience?
Yes.
And it seemed like you really enjoyed that.
Yes, it was fun.
Would you ever consider doing that again?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's what we're doing here, more or less.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've done this show in both versions. Which do you prefer, with or without?
Oh, without.
Without, you like that better?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have the range of that you do.
No.
See, what makes it?
No.
There's only been 2 talk show hosts with this deep layer. You and Johnny Carson.
No.
And it'd be black. Hey, Dave, say what you will about Elon Musk, but with his new plan to bring people to Mars, nobody is a more creative serial killer. Hey, you know the funniest part of doing an office conga line? When you look back and realize you're doing it alone and you're not in an office, you're in a psychiatric hospital.
How many years did you do Update?
Here's a George Miller joke.
How many years did you do Update?
I want to say 15. What's that one say?
Oh, here you go. Yeah, yeah. I heard that when Beethoven was 16, he wrote his first symphony. This is the kind of guy who makes you realize that what an utter sham your life has been. When I was 16, I was in a McDonald's saying, "You want lids on these?"
Now, what a perfect choice, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, maybe the idea is generic, but the word choices.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Oh, here's one for you.
Oh, great.
It's a George Miller joke.
Oh. I went to one of these fancy restaurants. Boy, they really specialize with all these fancy waiters. They have the butter
they
waiter
specialize.
Who gives you
they
butter.
specialize. The waiters, they specialize.
That's right.
I don't think they're fancy. I think they specialize. You have the butter waiter, he brings out the butter.
Yeah.
You have the water waiter, brings out the water.
Yeah.
You have the what is
the
it?
head waiter.
Coffee waiter, yeah.
Yeah. And then what else?
And then
The head waiter.
Now, they're very specialized at these places. This is not a George Miller joke, but it's more of just a whimsical observation. A surname you don't hear much anymore, Flintstone.
I was the George Miller joke that. I remember the first time I saw George Miller on stage, and he was talking about how he was in school. He wasn't very
Favorite George Miller joke. I played a great club here in the city. Catch a Rising Star. Boy, that's a good club. But across the street, they have a tough club. Have you been there? Snub a bombing has been. But this is my favorite one of all time. This is a favorite joke of George Miller's. His sex life.
Oh, God. Here's something you should never say in bed. That ought to hold you for a while, Gertrude.
All right, we'd like to thank David Letterman for being on the show.
Is it
He'd be great as you.
He'd be great as
Who would you
He'd be
cast?
great at anybody, right?
Who would
he
you
play?
cast as other members in your
He
life?
could play Dunga Den, huh?
Who would you cast as Cuss?
Of course, I don't know. Joe Pesci sounds like a good.
Oh, that's a good
Pesci's
idea.
awesome.
Yeah. Very good idea.
He's from the Bronx. Cuss from the Bronx.
You want to read some jokes, Mike? We read jokes on this show off blue cards.
Go for it.
All right, you want me to do the first one then?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be rich, Mike, but it turns out there really isn't that much of a call for radish cider.
Radish cider. What's radish cider, motherfucker?
That's a thing that someone made up. Now, will you read one?
Okay. Researchers have discovered that the cockroaches have personalities.
Huh.
Not great ones, mind you.
Oh, not good ones, yeah, that makes
How
sense.
you know?
Well, hey, why is taking no pleasure in things I used to enjoy a sign of depression? Maybe I'm just finally sick of crayon.
Say it again?
I don't know, it's a long joke. Hey, why did Mike Tyson, this is a joke about you. Why did Mike Tyson break up with his girlfriend?
Which one?
At first, he thought she was irresistible. But then they started having irreconcilable differences.
That's just whack.
It's about your ear, man. What do you call a gay boxer?
It's about somebody else's ear.
What do you call a gay boxer?
Huh?
What do you call a gay boxer?
Norm Macdonald.
No. That was funny. That was funny. No, that was funny.
No,
listen.
Come on, no.
Hey, what about read that one? Read that one.
Sherry Shepherd is worried her ex-husband will release nude photos of her. So am I. I'm not worried. Sherry Shepherd is fine.
She's a fine woman. I don't know.
Fine, sexy,
I don't know who wrote that
devilish,
joke.
ravaged black woman that I live.
Yeah, you like that?
I need meat to ski, baby.
I got a joke for here. We should let Adam Eager write a joke, right?
Wait a
Write a joke.
Read a joke.
Oh, yeah, I'll read a joke.
Oh, here's a good joke for Adam Egget. Do you like when Adam Egget reads a joke, Mike? Do you like when Adam Egget reads a joke?
Are you capable of reading that?
We'll see. We're all going to find out together, right?
Absolutely.
Well, apparently the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 phones are spontaneously catching on fire when you run screaming. They also eat with roaming charges.
Okay.
I never witnessed that.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay, listen. This is the last joke.
I want to read the last joke.
You're going to read it, and you see, you don't. We as white people can say that, but you can say the real thing.
Okay, good.
You know what the real thing is, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of words that start with that letter. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear this joke.
Researchers in Russia say that the dolphins have a distant spoken language of their own.
You're saying that dolphins have a distinct language all their own?
Yes.
Huh.
What's the solution? What's the solution that they use the N-word? Ooh, that they use the N-word constantly.
No, what word do they use?
Nigga word, N-word.
Oh, yeah. What'd you call it?
Dolphins?
The what word?
Nigga. Nigga, ninja.
Word, yeah.
Say, I want to hear you say the word.
I don't want to say it
Say
because
it.
then it'll be on tape forever. I say it in my private life many times.
Say it, hunky. Say it, hunky. Say nigga, hunky. Fucking say it, hunky.
Listen, am I wrong or am I imagining that?
No, say nigga, hunky. Say it, hunky. Come on, cracker.
Mike, I have to ask you a question.
Say it.
I can't say it. Let it make him say it. Mike, make Adam Egan say it, Mike. God damn. These crazy fists are like inches from my face.
I'm sorry.
It's Mike
I'm just
Tyson.
playing, guys. I'm just playing.
I know, but you're
This is
playing
Hollywood
with
shit. This is
you're
Hollywood.
playing with your registered weapons of your
It's
fists.
Hollywood. It's Hollywood. I'm playing. I'm playing, man. He's playing.
This is what I think I saw in Arsenio. You tell me if I'm wrong.
What?
It was you. It was Sugar Ray Leonard, and then the great Muhammad Ali came out. Arsenio Hall asked Muhammad Ali, "What nickname would you give me?" And Muhammad Ali said, I remember him saying this, and Arsenio told me he did say this, that he gave Arsenio a nickname on the show that I can't say.
What was it?
Well, you can say it, but I can't.
Is it N? If that's his nickname, you'd be the.
That's what
You
I
look
heard.
like George Bush just a little bit. The pop, look, a little George. Now, come on, serious, man. Can you see it?
What's
Can
wrong
you
with
see
you?
it?
A little bit.
Don't no kiss ass. Can you see it for real? No, man.
What, you don't like George Bush?
George Bush is great.
Come on, man, he's a great man.
Yeah, but you're not.
No, I'm not.
I thought name.
Yes, up. What was the joke?
Orlando Cruz.
What do you call a gay guy? You said me, but it was Orlando Cruz was the joke. But it's not really a joke because he's out of the closet.
No, but he's a great fighter too.
Incredible fighter. Now, when you go in, we're back for the entire hour with Bobby Lee, and it's going swimmingly so far, I think. Tell you that?
I get it.
Yeah. Hey, we got some jokes.
All right, but
that's all right.
But are these street jokes?
No.
So you wrote them?
They're not. Someone wrote them.
Some of them wrote that you know.
Yeah, some people in this room.
Okay, cool.
Some people in this
Thank
room.
you.
I don't want to say who because in case the joke doesn't work.
Okay, all right. So
That's a strong joke. You can just read it. You don't have to read ahead if you don't want. There's nothing.
no, I'll just read it then.
Yeah.
When you're single trying to attract a partner, it's important to project the qualities you desire, which I understand, but boy, oh boy, have I had to suck a lot of dick lately.
That's sort of like a Bobby Lee joke.
It was a lot like a Bobby Lee.
All right. What about this one? This is for you.
Yesterday I had a picture framed. Now it's doing time upstate for armed robbery.
Oh, my God. Here's one for Bobby Lee.
I don't want to know no more dicks.
No, sir.
Do
you do diet sometimes?
I know, but do
you go on diets and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so this is sort of a diet joke a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Boy, was it hot outside today. I went out to buy a California Pizza Kitchen signature, pepperoni frozen flatbread, and by the time I got home, it was perfectly cooked and entirely eaten. 100% true.
Oh, you ate it. See, I love
Wait,
how he
stop.
laughs. I love how he laughs. It's just kind of weird, right? Some of them are odd. I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a joke.
Well, some of them.
But this is a joke.
I think technically.
Like an observational joke?
I think technically. I need to have glasses in order to see my family. Specifically, 2 glasses of scotch. See, I take the hits.
Yeah,
I take the bad.
Adam, you do the next one.
I'll be on fucking Death Squad with some of these. Here's one.
Okay.
For Adam Egan, who did comedy. Give me a card for a second.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that Adam Egan did comedy for a while?
You did?
Very briefly.
But you performed?
Very
Open
briefly.
mics? In LA or in Phoenix?
Arizona.
In Arizona,
Yeah.
he was famous for thrusting out his cock, like he'd stand at the mic and he'd push forward. So
It was a nervous, but
he has a hell of a hog. Yeah, right? People say that.
Yeah.
You have a big dick? The people said you have a big dick?
Yeah, I guess.
That's, would you say no next time?
No.
Read that.
All right. I saw my little nephew recently, and he was bothering me with a lot of questions. One he says to me is, where do you think would be the worst place to get a bug bite? So I thought about it. I answered, maybe the eye. What's your answer? And he said Brazil. That was Zika.
Torn from today's headline. What about this one? This is a short one. Fast
one. I signed up for my company's 401k.
401k?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I fucked it up.
No.
Don't give me line reading.
I didn't know what 401k was, so I thought.
I mean, you give me line reading and then you touch me. That's
you're very soft.
I know.
People say that? Do your lovers tell you
I'm fucking
that?
soft as fuck.
How soft you are?
Can you caress?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is that moisturized?
No, it's natural.
Just natural.
Yeah. He's soft.
I'll read it again?
Sure.
I signed up for my company's 401k, but I don't think I can run that far.
It is a long way. Wait, I got to get one that's going to make Bobby happy. I don't like when he scowls after that. I grew up poor, man. My mom used to cut my hair with a bowl. Did you ever see where they used to do that?
Yeah.
Which was bad enough, but then came dinner, and it was she served a bowl of hair. That was him. Okay. You ever hear of steampunk?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, there's a joke for you.
I wouldn't call myself a fan of steampunk, but I will say it's the healthiest way to prepare punk.
I'd like to take a moment to address all the men listening. No, I should do this on the camera. No means no. And bacalao means cod.
What?
I guess it's a type of fish or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, bacalao.
If I was grading constellations, will you laugh if he does one? Okay. I'm going to give you a good one.
Okay.
If I were grading constellations, my review and description for Orion's Belt would be just 3 stars.
This is a thing we get once in a while. We ask for letters from people that have problems, and it's actually called Dear Bobby. So this one says, Dear Bobby, I am in love with 2 boys and don't know which one to marry. First, there's Andy. Are you thinking about this?
Yeah, that's when you say, I'm listening.
I'm in love with 2 boys and don't know which one to marry.
One is Andy.
First, there's Andy. He's sort of blonde and sells insurance. Mama likes him, which helps a lot. He's very reliable and seems anxious to get married. Then there's Tony. He's dark and sort of gives me the creeps, but they're awfully nice creeps. I don't know which one I like best. In the daytime, I like Andy, but I believe I like Tony better at night. Which one do you think would make the best husband for me? Andy or Tony? Okay, so we're just going to have a talk. Everything was going well until these jokes showed up. You know?
Oh my God. How long is this?
This show?
Yeah.
So how long has it run so far?
I have all day, but I just kind of want to know how long it is.
It's over. And why are you here?
I have no idea.
Okay. Time to do some jokes. Have you told Sarah about doing the jokes?
Yeah, we were just discussing
what is it? You just said
we just have these jokes, and then I try to give you the best ones. So.
Oh, like we're gonna read
all
jokes.
Of us. Yeah.
We'll tell you how to do it.
Are they old-timey jokes? Are they classics?
No, they're all written by guys in this room. But don't let that. Okay, go ahead.
Where's my tree?
This actually happened. Oh, do you know I asked Chris Elliott about the tree thing?
Oh, yeah, what happened?
He made it up.
No.
What? Chris
Elliott would go, which tree is mine? So we said something else because I thought it was an old time.
It must be like a showbiz term.
That's so great.
Made it up. Okay, go ahead.
I'm a gifted but self-taught composer, and my masterpiece is Toccata and Fugue in what I think is D minor.
I don't understand.
You said it so fast.
I did say it fast, and I think some of these words were mispronounced.
This is ripped right from today's headline. Did you know that Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus closed today? Well, there's a joke already written.
And do I read it?
Yeah, just to the camera or to Adam.
After 146 years, Ringling Brothers has... After 146 years, Ringling Brothers has shut down. Sad news for circus fans, but great news for employers looking to snap up guys who know how to beat elephants with steel rods.
Oh, Lord.
I suddenly tried to do it like you would do it on the news at SNL.
Ouch.
Steel rods.
I wonder if that really happens. I'm sure it happens. I'm sure that must happen.
Second worst job. Assistant crack whore.
Crack whore 4 times.
I know.
Anyways, white girls who wear big hoop earrings may be guilty of, quote, cultural appropriation. And they risk getting a curse put on them by peeved gypsy fortune tellers.
What's the joke part? That's the setup.
There's a hidden insult, gyp, that people don't know.
Gypsy.
That one slipped through the
Gypsy,
cracks.
That's okay. People don't know.
I know.
Well, once you know, you have to stop using it.
I know. I find it offensive. I'm Jewish.
Well, you're not a gypsy. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, Jews aren't gypsies, but in that way that they're...
That they were both victims of the...
To get gypped?
Yeah.
Got gypped, got Jewed down, got gypped.
But Jude, you know.
Yeah.
Gyp, you just learned.
Jews are nomads or whatever, like gypsies.
Right.
Not by choice.
So a woman from Denmark I met at a party was telling me how awful she thinks Trump is. So I shot back, yeah, well, you guys have that asshole Hans Christian Andersen.
That's funny.
It's just my patriotism. She wanted old-timey. You can read the old-timey one.
A tip for anyone about to travel on a steam locomotive, don't get on old 97. I just have a bad feeling about it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, here's a funny joke. I think this is pretty funny. This is fucking...
I mean, wouldn't it be fun if we just sat around like we've been doing? Or what is this? Is just a part of your show that you're like, this show needs structure. And this is the segment this will be.
No.
I think a good job title for Jesus Christ would be visiting lecturer. I like that. That's brilliant. Very good. Very good. Whoever wrote that. Brilliant.
Do you have some favorite do you watch a lot of stand-up still, or do you have some favorite comics?
I try to. If I'm going to enjoy myself at home, I don't watch comedy because it's stressful. I love murder. I love whodunits. I like thrillers. I love that shit.
Me too.
So, it's a little bit like work, but I want to support my friends. That said, I want to be abreast of what's going on on the scene because otherwise I become one of those old comedian types.
Right.
But you get desensitized sometimes, like something that brought you so much joy when you were young, and now you're like, oh, that's true. I see that trick, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but then there's a joy to this part of our lives too. It's pretty cool, and being able to understand it, have an ear for the kind of laugh. Like when you walk off stage, you go, yeah, I did well, but they were laughers. They were laughing. They were anything.
Yeah. It's like, no, Lassie's under there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it was, he's holding a Picasso. And then it was Hitler. I don't know what we do.
Wow, we have to we do
this
jokes?
went by fast.
Well, they want us to do jokes.
Let's do some jokes. What are we doing, man? Should I do it as a funny character?
Sure.
A new study shows dogs can tell when people are doling out fake praise. So I guess that's the one thing that differentiates my dog from Adam Idget. Who's Adam Idget? Oh.
Just a funny name.
Just a funny name? Okay, all right.
Oh, what about this one?
That's funny. Where you go?
I'll do the next one.
Okay. This as Garth?
No, just do it yourself.
You know what they say? Opinions are like assholes. I want to suck them all. He just...
You want to suck assholes?
He just edited it. See, that's the writer in you.
Now, listen, my girlfriend's mad at me right now. Last night when we were having sex, I yelled the name of her ex-boyfriend. Nice fella.
Oh, I love that. Nice fella. I always like that old joke of like, yeah, he's a little vain. When he has an orgasm, he yells out his own name.
Oh, that's right.
I always like that one. Or I don't fold. Yeah, the woman says, yeah, I want 10 inches. I don't fold it in half for anybody.
I think First Lady what's her name? I think the First Lady, Melania. Was that her name?
Melania Trump.
Oh, I think the First Lady, Melania Trump, puts up with a lot from her husband. But he's able to get away with it because he's president and he's rich and he has a huge cock.
Come on, let's do it, baby. Let's do it, okay? You never get erection, Mr. Donald Trumpy person. Every time you try to have sex, you never have erection, Mr. Donald President person. Why do you say person twice? Why? Why do you say person twice? Because that's what I call you, Mr. Donald President person. Come on, baby. Come on, let's do it. No, Mr. Donald President person. Yeah, makes me happy. Now that makes me happy. Just that she says person twice makes me very happy.
Adam Idget is him.
Oh, I didn't know that's your last name.
His name is Adam Egget.
Egget.
So
I had no idea you were Adam Egget.
I forget sometimes.
Okay. I'm not saying that your trusty sidekick, Adam Egget, is dumb, but on his contract where it said sign here, he wrote Capricorn. To a letterman.
That's so dumb.
Good heavens. Oh, dear.
Oh, one story from the book of Hadith reports how the Prophet Muhammad joked with a boy called Abu Umayyah, who was playing with a small sparrow. One day, the Prophet saw the child looking sad, so asked, "Why do I see Abu Umayyah looking sad?" One of the villagers told him, the Nugar sparrow, which he used